I'd like to see a good solid 2-3 shift, you know, Leroy style.
You got it.
So I'm gonna get it in a second, and then we'll go from there. I don't think there's any point in punching it first.
Alright, so this is one of the perks of the job, is testing some stuff and making sure that it's all good. So about 1,000 wheels. I think we fixed it though. You gotta be kidding me. Clutch. I think the clutch just went.
Oh no.
Or the trans.
Transmission feels fine, it's just the clutch.
Oh my gosh, dude. I think the diff just went. Not one of the perks of the job. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be a great conversation. You gotta be kidding me. Oh my gosh, man. It's gonna be an ugly, ugly, ugly thing to.
Did you just stop or did it just stopped?
Yeah, it's.
Oh my god.
It might.
Get you, Millsy to open up the gates.
Oh god. No, dude, it's literally got a broken chunk like in between the gears. Like we'll grenade something if we're gonna have to either we're gonna have to tow it or I don't even know what, man. Oof. Yeah, this is a game changer right here. You can feel the chunk of whatever the gear is locked up right there because it's stopping us quick. All right, well, crap. So one of the benefits of breaking down 2 blocks away, so we only have to go 2 blocks to get back to the shop. It's pretty cold. So my son and I were freezing in the car. So. All right, old Jimmy, what's the verdict, buddy?
Yeah, dude, you did good on this one.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, I'm going with torque tube.
That's what you think, huh?
Well, I moved. I was able to get it to move. You know those windy planes? It's got a rubber band and you like spin it.
Yes,
and
sir.
The rubber band stops and you let go and it springs the other way. That's what it does. Like gets freed up. You can roll the car. It drives fine. Through the center, right by the shifters, and then it gets tight and like stops the car.
So we're talking about the Guibo came apart inside and then kind of binds up and then
either twisted and broke somewhere, or the Guibo's blown apart and it's catching the 3 years on 3 years, spinning the car, and then it finally gets bound to where it stops the car and then springs back.
Oh yeah.
But I actually got it to back up into the trailer under its own power and then drove it out of the trailer into the shop under its own power. So
jeez.
It did move again. Didn't make a sound like the rear end or transmission was broke. Whether something may have got twisted, broke, bent because of that braking, I won't know until it's apart. But
yeah, I had my C5 come apart, my Guibos and that, and it was different. It didn't bind like that, but it was like a crazy vibration. So that thing, they looked like, I don't know, it had like a ton of nylon rope almost inside
when they
of it.
break, they look like spaghetti.
Yeah, and I mean, it was all interwrapped around my drive shaft.
So
and
I personally have broke / repaired other broken ones on C5s and C6s, and never had one do what this does. This is technically, like, performance-wise, one of like the higher horsepower C7s I've worked on.
yeah,
So maybe it just found the limit of what. I mean, how many?
it was
1100 wheel horsepower C7s.
it was good till it wasn't.
Yeah. So it's like one of those things. Until I take it apart, I won't really know what's exactly wrong. Just my educated guess is leaning towards the
And you're starting that tear down right now.
Yep. Here it starts.
Man, that's some small tools to start with right there.
Yeah, I figured.
I was expecting to get the big old impact out and start taking K-member and stuff, but whew,
I gotta get
it's coming.
Streetcar stuff has like ABS.
There's a lot more business in the back of a C7, and as the C7s got older, just so much more crap. It takes so long to get through.
I'm, glad it's a base model, so this way it's got less stuff back here. But I don't really like full exhaust cars, so that's a lot of exhaust to be the one. And also all this fancy stuff back here, like e-brake cable. Who needs that? ABS.
Yeah, I got diff coolers and all, and the trans coolers and all that stuff on the.
Yeah, but we'll get it
Other
torn
ones.
down and really see what you did.
All right, brother.
But I can tell you this: you did good because it's broke.
All right, so they just pulled that out over there, and they don't believe that it's actually the torque tube, so they actually think that it's the input shaft on the trans right there. Hey, Jimmy, we're good. I got you a replacement right here, bud.
Oh, thanks.
A peace offering. I'll just leave it right here. So James just gave me the rundown here, and there's something broken internally in the trans. However, the torque tube still could be messed up because it's not turning right now, and it's possible this could have damaged that. So James just looked at the shift and he's like, "Oh, dude, you didn't do anything wrong." He's like, "That would have happened anyway." He's like, "Name anything at 1,000 horsepower, 900 pound-feet of torque, it's going to stand up to that kind of abuse." So he said, "Hey, if Garrett would have drove that, it would have broke anyway." Well, it's definitely one step forward, one step back. It could have been a lot worse. I've been in a whole bunch of different cars where just some of the worst possible things have happened, and thank God it wasn't any worse than that. So Garrett actually handled the situation incredibly well, and he's a really good guy, so I'm glad everything's all right. It was kind of one of those things that it's kind of like a grenade with the pin pulled, and whoever would have driven it next probably would have had that if they would have driven it just as hard. And potentially the fact that it was having that little error was kind of a means of torque management and probably kept it from grenading itself. Kind of like one step forward, one step backward. That's kind of like our S10. In this next clip right here, we're firing up the S10 for the first time in like probably 8 months. It's been down for a long time, and now that we finally got our tranny and stuff back, we need to go through everything with a fine-tooth comb and just make sure that this thing is going to be working right for when we get our adapter back from LOJ. So, hope you guys enjoy.
One thing we don't know is our splines. This is our rear. We should be good there. Obviously the Trailblazer had this funky CV style, which came out of a nail on the transfer case. So we're gonna have to find out what's factory for this vehicle and go ahead and grab one for that. And I wanna check, I might have something outside from an old project that we did.
We got some last minute things we just want to cover, just kind of check out. Things kind of been shelved for, geez, dude, what, 5 or 6 months, kind of like all the other cycles that we go through.
Kind of questioning the fuel in here. That's the only thing we didn't change. Put some fresh oil in it, got the new trans in there, fluid in it.
All right, and so we did some mock-up with the transfer case, and
I actually I came up with a 1350 yoke for the front side of the transfer case that we're gonna swap the old drive shaft over to.
okay.
And get rid of that goofy little CV joint.
But good news is the fact that we can also run our Trailblazer SS, so we can be all-wheel drive as well as be true four-wheel drive as well. It's exactly the versatility that we want.
That's what you call 6 in one hand, half dozen in the other.
Man, you love that quote.
Yeah,
Once I introduced that quote to you, it was just a game changer for you, George. All right, so we're good to go. Everything's all tight.
The training slid right in.
Yeah,
Like it wanted to be
no
there.
problem. All right, sweet. Yeah, sometimes it's just a struggle. Just
That's why we cut a chunk off of it, make it slide right in there like butter.
all right. Well. Tired battery. All right, dude. Doesn't smell bad. It doesn't smell bad at all.
We're gonna go try the two-step.
Nope. All right, very soon we're gonna have this thing back and ready to rip.
Why just fire it off like that just that?
Yeah.
I don't think a port injection would have done that.
Well, it's fantastic news in that it fired right up. Like,
Well, we turned it over a
this
lot
thing's had a hard life so far. I think we thought that we'd blown this thing up at least 3 times.
It's been hot a few times.
Yeah. Yeah, not just that, but leaning out and all sorts of other things. Methanol not working. I mean, all the rev limiter issues. I mean, take the pump. Whew. Can't put it on that, guys.
It's our temporary if it works.
Yeah, it's like, hold on, I need another hand. Can't hold the camera and do that. Pretty still.
Oh, she's running good, buddy.
Everything sounds great. Honestly, didn't miss a beat or anything. I mean,
We pulled the plug, spun it over, just to make sure the injectors weren't stuck wide open.
yeah,
So we didn't have a hydrolock issue.
yeah.
Kind of worried about E85 sitting on them for that long.
Yes, definitely. We've seen that a number of times. Direct injection has not been that forgiving for us or, well, a lot of other people that we know, especially when dealing with E85 sitting on it, well, for extended periods of time, which again, unfortunately, we're guilty of that. Never ever planned for it to be that way, but it's always good to check.
I do want to check that secondary water pump because I felt it and it didn't seem like it was running.
Yeah, we didn't see some movement in the little swirl pot there, so.
Yeah. Still got to bleed the clutch, take the trans out of gear. It started making a little bit of noise when it was in gear. Get a new belt on it. I think we're gonna be good.
Yeah, Steven, give us any idea on time?
I'll give him a shout and find out
Okay.
what ETA is.
Cool. Wow, that thing is smooth. Yeah, it's on. Got our alky control kit, so that only comes on under boost, and this is pretty much on all the time so that we can help get rid of any sort of air bubbles. We had to use it kind of like a helper because we got such a volume of water flow going. All right, guys, I can't wait to get this thing ripping again. I mean, I've really missed this. Unfortunately, when something breaks, we try and determine how long it's going to be down, and quite oftentimes it's longer than you think. We have to move on to the next project, but I really want to get back to this. We're still waiting on an ECM to come in from PFI, and we'll also have Cater Tot up and ripping again too. But a couple things, we got to get these cars back to the track and really see what they can do. Now, both of these have performed fairly decent, all things considered, but we know that they can go a lot faster. So guys, wanted to finish off If by Rudyard Kipling here, as I'm going to recommend 2 songs for you guys. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings, nor lose the common touch, if neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, and if all men count with you, but none too much,
If you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it. And which is more, you'll be a man, my son. Songs I wanted to leave you guys with. I might have recommended one of these a couple weeks back. I might have just been thinking about it. I can't ever remember all the songs that I recommend. But one of them is Wake Up by Rage Against the Machine, and the other one is Graves into Gardens by Elevation Worship. Check them both out. Hope you guys enjoy. God bless you. We'll see you next episode. We got pieces.